Tell us about Andre's story.
Andre's story. All right, I'll try to tell you about that with no tears. Andre is my youngest brother, and being the oldest girl, I had to do all those things that old school oldest girls do, and that's to help your mom raise other children. So I carried him on my hip and made him do his homework and served as his other mom. And he's a wonderful brother, actually one of the nicest out of all six, and that got him in trouble. Being nice, like I tell my students, is not always the right thing. Handsome, brown skin, curly hair, made it through school a lot of times without doing the work. Someone would always pass him, someone would always do his work. He grew up and ended up, after doing great with his career in real estate, ended up being victimized to drugs for over 20 years. During that time, I turned my back on him, wishing him well, but saying, you know, I'm disappointed, and we were all disappointed. But I helped with the children and thought I was doing just all of these wonderful things because I was helping with the children. To make a long story short, during that process, he did things that were not correct. He stole a carton of cigarettes from a country store, did Home Depot fraud, $500, caught with possession of cocaine. And then he ended up, that's 3 strikes, 3 felony charges. He fired a gun in the air. It was proven that there was no intent to harm. And after serving 2 years, 3 months in jail, the judge found him time served, 3 years probation. He did the 3 years, came totally clean. He bought a house, got a business, got his children back, and that victory ended up in being a sad story where the DA fought that case. And after the success story and even receiving a letter saying you're now a citizen and all the applause and the victory, he was reincarcerated for 15 years. I have been fighting that battle now for it's going on 2 years that he's been reincarcerated. I'm doing it through a creative production, which we call Andre's Story Endurance. We have an attorney that's fighting for him, and we know victory will prevail. I have the goal to go beyond Andre and continue to fight for present-day slavery to be eradicated. When I go see him, there are over 75% of the incarcerated men that are African Americans. We have 2.3 million people incarcerated in the United States, more than any other country. And there are people aside from me that are well-versed in fighting for the rights of freedom and for a human equity as it relates to what is justice. And laws are not always just. And we know that because if they were, we probably wouldn't be sitting here, and we would still be riding on the back of the bus. And so I say to the system, you know, if a law is inhumane, if it doesn't have integrity, it is up to us, the judges and the people and the taxpayers, for us to, of course, be protected from criminals that mean us harm, but for those people that do rehab and that have, like my brother's story, he proved actually what the first judge declared him to do, to be a success story. So it's a battle I've been fighting as an artist. And again, it's one of those spiritual things where I'm in prayer and I've surrendered to God to guide me and let me know what is it that I'm supposed to do. But I'm not going to give up that fight. And so it's a parallel life that I live as I take on the challenge of being a professional and community artist to continue to do Andre's story. And hopefully that will make a difference also to free Andre, but to have families that know they have a family member that needs their support to fight for them.
Sheila, thank you for being on the show today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
By a system of slavery, freedom, the right to a quality existence on this earth, freedom, a chance to be what the Creator intended you, me, us to be. Free, 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 free to be me, free to be somebody, freedom. Harriet Tubman, to the spirit of Harriet. Where is the freedom? Where is the justice dream? Where is the freedom dream? Show me the way to the Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman, take me to that place of freedom. Freedom. Justice. Judge, your Honor, sir, do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Where is the justice? Laws are not just. It is against the law for a person to read, to write. Justice, freedom. Moza, moya, moza. Come, Spirit! Come, Spirit! Come, Spirit!